G'day, Captain Australia here. So I am at a place called Glenferrie Lodge, which is in Kirribilli. So lovely supporters Joe and Helen scouted this place out, and they were able to convince them to provide I think actually $50 changed hands to cover the costs of cleaning, but they've provided lovely hospitality, and it includes breakfast tomorrow. The people hosting here are just delightful. The room itself, so I'll give you a quick look. It's a simple room, but safe, comfortable place to sleep right in the middle of Sydney, right next to the Harbour Bridge. So again, this wave of kindness, which is just delightful. So who am I? My name's Simon. Let's have a look. Okay, here's a mirror. So I don't know if you can tell from where we were and where we are. So I'm still wearing this is my weather-resistant neon Captain Australia gear. I've popped a button on my pants. So this is me. I dress up as the bullfed superhero Captain Australia, and I'm doing that while walking from Brisbane to Melbourne. The reason behind this, well, there's two of them. Personal healing. So I had a stage 4 cancer. They gave me 6 months to live. Had a 40 to 60% chance that chemoradiation could either get rid of the cancer or make it surgically manageable. Great. So I fought hard. I won. But there's no winners with cancer. It's just lose, lose, lose. And I couldn't get my life back. So the big walk for me is a strategy to just strip everything back. It's like an old school monk on a pilgrimage. And as silly as that might sound, it's working. So I am rebuilding myself in every sphere that matters, yeah? So physically, I'm getting stronger. I'm carrying this massive 25k pack around. Mentally, I'm becoming more resilient and positive. I'm leaning into solutions rather than problems. So I'm changing. I'm changing my outlook. My kung fu is strong, you know? Emotionally, I've processed a lot of grief and pain and anger, and I think I've come to a place of acceptance, which is great. Ethically, I think that it's prompting me to rebuild, you know, certain spectrums in how I live my life. So that's part of it. It's personal, and it's a quest. It's a journey, and in sharing that, I thought it would be a solitary thing, record it for my kids. But you know, I think in sharing this and showing that a broken life can be mended, we're kind of getting to see that, and people are winding that into their own lives, you know, like the idea of hope, if that makes sense, you know, it's this currency that just underwrites every possible success in your life. And for me, I had none a year ago. I was waiting to die, but I found this little spark of hope and breathed life into it. And so by being able to demonstrate that and the successes that come with it, it's my hope that could help even one person, someone in your life, or you who might need hope. And then aside from all that, it's for a magnificent charity. So I chose to support a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. Good evening, says Diane. Good evening. The Kids Cancer Project are all about research into improving treatment outcomes for pediatric cancer. So the mission statement is to get rid of pediatric cancer in our lifetimes. And these are very specific, rare types of cancer that attack children. The average age is 6. 950 Aussie kids every year are diagnosed. 20% of them don't survive. So it's about helping that charity, and in creating that hope that I could contribute, it's massively amplified my own healing as well. So I'm realizing I'm a viable human being still. I'm an old fart, but I can do something meaningful, and that just fills me with hope and wonderment and joy. And in sharing that, that's like this circle that we create together. So I thank you so much for watching and sharing in this strange, absurd, lovely sort of thing that I'm just this experience that I'm having, this thing I'm trying to do. And yeah, tomorrow we're going to cross the Harbour Bridge. Hiya, buddy. Says, hey, Helen, how you doing? Sleep well? Yeah, I will. I am tired. I've had a couple of drinks with my friend, one, a Scotch and ginger ale. I didn't get a Midori. Somebody asked me to. Marie from Newcastle asked me to get a Midori. We'll have to reserve that one. One Scotch and ginger ale is enough on a very cheap day. I'm just going to sleep and have a lovely rest for tomorrow. Volume varies. Move your finger. Oh, crap. Sorry. So let me get better. Finger off the mic. I don't even know where the mic is. It's on the bottom somewhere, maybe. Is that any better? I've got this protective case. Probably would be better if I ripped that off. I've got my earbuds, but I don't trust them anymore. Bloody things. Yeah, so apologies for that. Technically, I am completely incompetent. Yeah, tomorrow crossing the Harbour Bridge at 9 o'clock. I'm not sure if 100% if there's going to be any media there or looking. If there's not, what we're going to do, there'll be some charity people and hopefully members of the public there. And what we're going to do is head across the bridge and maybe go to Martin Place and see if we can bother Koshy, you know, because the media pulses are so helpful for the charity. Yeah, that's where we get new people watching and donating, and that is fantastically important. So maybe you'll see me tapping on the glass at Martin Place to see if I can get on Sunrise or something, if no other media are there. And I don't know, and I don't need to know. I've learned how to accept things like that and just roll with it, which is great. So we have a comment. Sue says, "Yay, your kung fu is stronger now. You're a strong man in all ways." Oh, I don't know about always. That's a bit generous. Your thoughts and emotional well-being is definitely grown since starting. Well, thank you. I think so too. I appreciate having that bounced at me. Your physical strength and that backpack is not everyone's cup of tea. Go you. Yeah, well, I think like the backpack, I don't know, if ever we meet face to face, try and pick the bloody thing up. You know, it is intensely heavy, and yet I'm tolerating it so well. Today was slog though. So I only came like 22 kilometres, I think, today. But through the northern beaches and North Shore suburbs of Sydney, they're all bloody, can't hear you tonight. Oh no, I'm so sorry, the sound, this is just the native sound on the phone. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, 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 oh dear. Let's see, volume up, no, that doesn't do anything. Sorry. Glad you caught up with your friend Captain, enjoy a rest and the air conditioning, it's hot. Yeah, after sleeping rough, I'm kind of used to the heat a little bit. I don't have the aircon on at the moment. I am so irritated with this sound situation. Let's see what happens now. Hi, Mifo. Connected? Did the sound suddenly get significantly better? I don't know. I have no sort of feedback except your complaints, and I'm so sorry. I want to share with you. I don't want to frustrate you. So yeah, anyway, tomorrow we'll cross the Harbour Bridge, and if there's no other media involved, we'll go and bother Koshy and crew, yeah? I want to see you with David. So that's Koshy, is it? Yeah. Hey, I understand he's quite tall. Well, I'm not, so you know it'll be like a weird Santa-looking dwarf. Yes! Exclamation mark. Yes means you can hear me better. Well, the bloody earbuds are bloody working then. Okay. I'm shaking my head, and it's at my own bloody foolishness. I'll try and get better with all this stuff. Unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow. I would have loved to walk the bridge with you, but I'll have to be there in spirit. Do you say your name Taj, mate? I'll stream it and record it. So I have a daily donor dare of doom that I need to acknowledge. Well, there's actually two of them. So somebody has dared me to talk like a pirate for a day. So I think that's like a variation on the communicate only in song. Shouldn't be too hard. Arr, me hearties, you know, that's all right. But somebody dared me to, when crossing the bridge, I have to do a dance. I think I get to choose what that dance is, and I'm guessing they mean the whole way. So I'm thinking maybe a sort of Saturday Night Fever strut, you know, like you can tell by the way I use my walk, and I can like, you know, arms up and do like little groovy dance moves, old man sort of dance. because I can't do anything, like, well, the flossie's not current anymore. I don't know how to do a flossie. Um, the bridge represents your path to healing and your new future. Yahoo, we can hear. Yeah, sorry, chunk. You could always hang out the window sunrise. Yeah, well, that's what I think we'll do. That's the default. So if there's no other media, we're gonna go over to that bloody window and just stand there and intimidate them into putting us on the telly. And I'll have the big flag up. So if nothing, if nothing else, that might work. Oh, it looks like I've taken a bit of sun today. But yeah, the dance. I've got to dance across the Harbour Bridge tomorrow. So I'll do those little. This is what I'm thinking. Um, here's the mirror. I'm thinking. I can't really. Let's see. Whoops. Oh, Captain Australia, what are you doing? So pop this on here. If I clip that in there, you should still be able to see, I think. Let's see. Clip, 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 clip. There we go. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking for my dance. I'm thinking like, this sort of stuff. You can tell by the way and I can do a bit of that stuff. I don't know if you can see what's going on there. So I'm thinking, tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to go. That sort of thing. Yep. So that's probably the best I'm capable of. Uh, But yeah, the daily donor dare of doom. A gentleman dared me to. How many kilometers have I done in total? Um, it's more than 1,000. I've taken the long and winding road. When I get home, I intend to sort of remap it out and put little pictures of the different places I've been, little adventures that I've had. So, and I'll share that. Are you worried about COVID with lots of folk around? It's very different to the roads without folk. Yeah, I, for me, the concern relating to COVID is respecting other people's worries. So I don't want to spread a disease. I don't want to make people afraid that I could give them a disease. I want to follow public health directives. I want to comply. I want to do the right thing. And when I pass through communities, there's the idea that I could become a typhoid Mary, be infected and make people sick. So I do my check-ins and I do all that sort of stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm not worried about getting sick. And I recognize I can get sick and I've been vaccinated. But no, I'm not going to. So I survived the big C, and maybe it's just that perspective, I'm not going to worry about the little c. Um, so yeah, for my own health, I'm not concerned. And if you if you have a great concern about it, please don't see that as me disrespecting the way you feel, or like I'm trivializing something that you feel strongly about. To answer your question completely honestly, no, couldn't care less, and I don't think about it at all. Um, yeah, it's one of those things that my only concern relating to COVID is compliance, and respect, and that applies to probably everything. I just want to respect and have productive dialogue with people. I think talk about positive things like hope and all of the rest. So yeah, I don't want to make anybody sick, and I don't want to get sick, but I'm not worried about getting sick myself. And if it happens, I'll escalate and deal with it, and I'll have to shut myself up somewhere so I don't infect other people. But we'll figure that out. So far, completely symptom free, and I do keep an eye on my temperature because with my cancer I have to drink constantly, otherwise I develop a little bit of a cough, and it's from the dry airways, a result of the radiation. So I'm very mindful of my airways, and if I got sick, I would know. Well, unless I were asymptomatic. Jeez, so complicated. But yeah, the the whole that dimension of it is just respecting other people is my main concern. Sorry, more comments. Loved your waltzing Matilda song yesterday. Got me through a hot day at work today. Oh, cheers, mate. How many kilometers I've done answered. How are you feeling in regards to how far you've traveled? Do you have days where you feel like giving up the walk? You're a superstar, Simon. Oh, thank you, Renee. So for me, I am dissatisfied with my physical performance. Today I only walked 20 something K, but it was an incredible ordeal. I'm very satisfied with the way that I have leaned into the effort that I've made. So if I park aside the metric of how many Ks I've walked,
There are days where I'll walk 12 hours. Um, and yeah, there might be moments when I feel quite tired and I feel like giving up. But I think of people like my little mate Archer and other kids that I've met and families that I've met. My friend Helen, who's been a relentless helper through this journey. Like her family are affected by pediatric cancer. And I think, you know, I've taken on this role of I mean, trying to champion that cause, I suppose, as unworthy of as I am of carrying a banner. I'm symbolically fighting against pediatric cancer, I guess. So I can't stop, and I won't stop, and it'll take a bullet to stop me. Because at the end of the day, those people are just so precious and important. So I owe it to them. So yeah, when I feel tired, I just push through. I've had some extraordinary days where I've done that actually. Like when I was in the forest, it took so much energy just to escape that forest and get to the beach. It took me 2 hours to travel 1 kilometer, and at the end I felt so tired. But I found a reserve, and I think that's making me internally and mentally stronger. And then on the beach, I pushed down the beach to this place called Mungo Brush where I transitioned to the road. And every time I hear Mungo Brush, it's in the summertime when the river is high, because there's this Mungo Jerry. Never mind, Google Mungo Jerry, you'll thank me for it. And then I transitioned to the road and I was exhausted and I kept going. And I think that day I did like 48 kilometers or something all told over all kinds of different terrain, but I kept finding strength. And I think part of that is just because I owe it to the people that I've promised to try and help, you know? So maybe that's given me strength, but I think I'm also trying to rebuild fundamental elements of my own character. The physical side of things requires the ordeal in order to rebuild physically, but the strength of my character to rebuild that as well, it requires me to make those pushes and that effort too. Kelso says, "You're a legend, Simon. Proud to call you my friend." Well, thank you, Kelso. That's bloody lovely, mate. And you've got a friend in me. Isn't that a song? You got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me too. Yeah, cheers. That's my honor as well. So yeah. Anyway, Harbour Bridge tomorrow, and I'll do that little disco shuck and jive dance that I showed you. And Natalie says, "Hey, Captain, hope all is well." Yeah, I'm doing great. Completely great. I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy. I don't know. Oh, you can kind of see how my eyeballs are a bit droopy there. But I haven't FaceTime home yet, and I think it's about 8:45 or so there. So after I'm done here, I'm going to FaceTime the family and have a giggle with them. I've missed some parenting issues. My wife Jen, who I adore, has had to carry a bit of a burden in my absence. It's all personal family business, but the kids have gone off the rails with a couple of little things, and I plan to do a little bit of stern dad talking in the stream tonight as well. The auction. Thank you for reminding me about that. I think didn't you say 4th of February? So there's an auction currently being handled by a staff member at the Kids Cancer Project who they have administrator privileges for the Facebook page. So when you see stuff relating to that auction, it's her. She's Natasha, wonderful lady. I get to meet her tomorrow. So it's a $12,000 package donated by the people at Lizard Island Resorts. Um, it's all expenses, everything you can eat, drink, all the activities you can do. And I think it's the 4th of Feb from memory, but check it out. And if you're interested to bid on it, it goes directly to the charity, the amount the final winning bid pays. But it's valued at $12,000, and it's the sticky post if you want to check it out. Any luck finding your hat so far? No, but I do have messages that I haven't looked at, so fingers crossed. You never know your luck. Grant Denyer. Yeah, he's a funny dude. He used to do our Aussie Family Feud, didn't he? You got to follow this story. It is epic. Yeah, well, I'd like to meet Grant Denyer. I think he's one of those Aussie personalities who has a lot of personality. What's that? I always felt that way about Andrew O'Keefe too. He did a few game shows and stuff along the way, but I saw him in the news the other day, and it was like he was in a meth-fueled rage or something. He was just like screaming in a really narcissistic kind of a way. So I think his life has gone off a bit of a cliff. I hope he's able to pull it back. Well, I am first-hand proof that you do. You can come back from pretty much any darkness. So best of luck to him. But yeah, I'd love to meet Grandenya. Natalie Dowd says, I just PM you before seeing your live. Let me know where you think you lost your hat, as I have some highway patrol friends that will send the message out to colleagues. Oh, I'm sure someone probably has picked it up and handed it in. I reckon, you see, I had a little sit down out front of the school. I think the suburb was Brookfield. It was Brookfield Primary School. And what I did, I opened my bag up to get a protein bar out, and I didn't close it properly, and the strap that was holding the hat in place was just left loose. So somewhere after there, I stood up, repacked, walked, and the hat just fell off. It's totally my fault. So yeah, somewhere around Brookfield, I think it was. Um, he lives near me out at O'Connell. Oh, Grandenia. Okay, go knocking on his door, Sonia. You can do it. And thanks for sharing the lost hat post. I like that hat. I reckon I look like a cowboy. Yeah, I am a bit sad that it's gone, but that's the thing. Yeah, I've learned to accept hardship, accept when something goes wrong, accept and adapt. Sue says, Dad talk, enjoy that conversation. I reckon dad talks keep kids grounded. Mother talk is different. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much of a role gender plays. Okay, parking aside political correctness, okay, my personal belief is so women are generally more nurturing and more about creation, and men are more about hunting and getting the thing, and so it's like the women are from men are from Mars, women are from Venus, like the god of war and the god of love. Um, I think that's it's a stereotype, but it's true for many cases, not all cases. And yeah, I think mothering is that constant sort of recalibration with the kids, and the father's role traditionally was to come in and discipline and try and be a bit of a role model. But I've always been a really full-on, hands-on dad, so I think I have great relationships with my sons. They're wonderful kids. So and when there's a problem, I try to be more consultative than discipline type guy. So we just sort of try and talk our way through it. But like everything in life, it's just you bumble your way through. They don't have, or I'm sure there are heaps of parenting guidebooks, but I don't attach a significant value to them. I think you just have to love, and you put that first, and respect, and if you have those things in your heart, you just bumble through day by day and do your best. I think genuine connection is the important aspect. Both men and women are capable of the same. Absolutely, yeah. And I think for all of the superficialities of Mars and Venus and all of the rest, we are all human beings capable of great joy, great light, destructiveness, and cruelty as well. And we get to choose. And that's the beautiful thing in life. We get to choose, you know? So make choices that you're proud of. And it doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's your motivation, and you do your best. And I think people see that. And I think your children see that. If you love your kids and you do your best, I think they know. You sound like an amazing. That got me in my feels, to be honest. Like, thank you. For me, that's the most important job in my life, to be a good dad. The one thing that propelled me into trying to fix myself was the idea that I was underperforming as a father. That was my rock bottom. That was the thing that made me stop and say, you got to fix yourself, buddy. You have to do something. You can't keep going on this path. Nathan says, see you walk past Maxville, poor bugger. Didn't even know what was happening. Good going, mate. Seen a truck nearly take the flag out on you. Oh, really? I don't think I've had any real close calls with trucks, but there's quite a few times where I've had to kind of lean away. And yeah, a lot of narrow roads, and you just kind of have to either jump the barrier into a bit of mess, or you just really lean off so that the truck knows you're not going to move. They don't have to panic. They can stay in their lane, keep going past you. Yeah. No, our country is not built for pedestrians. Or if it is, if I had any kind of bush skill, I'm sure there's all these lovely little tracks I could have walked along instead of some of these roads. Anyway, so look, well, Vicky says, oh, not many men admit how much they really do love their kids, don't they? We all know parents love them, but I mean to tell the world. Your kids are very lucky to have an amazing man called Al. Thank you. Yeah, look, I just think that I see my children and my partnership, Jenny, the lady that I love. I see them as gifts. You know, I'm very lucky to have them in my life, and therefore, of course, I cherish them. You know, so I won't know if I'm an amazing dad or not until my kids are adults and they can give me that report card. You know what I mean? But my eldest son, Spencer, he he tells me all the time. You know, when I ring in, he's like, "You're the best dad. You're an amazing dad." I'm sorry, that feeds my soul. That is absolute food for my soul. Yeah. So I'll take on the world. I'll walk to Melbourne. I'll walk to bloody all the way around Australia if I've got that in my life. And the rebuilding and fixing of myself, I think, if anything that I've achieved, it grows from that. Ken says you're a legend, and I like the emoji there. Sure, thanks, Ken. So early rise, I get a breakfast here. It's a little bit like Faulty Towers, the setup, like all multiple floors, and there's a dining room behind reception. So except that they don't run it like Faulty Towers. The staff are absolutely lovely. So I get up at 7 and wander up for a brekkie, and then head up to the bridge and meet whoever's there to cross the bridge with me. And I will share that, I will stream that, and I will funky jive dance my way across as well, because a daily don't, a dare, once given, must be honoured, unless it's mean. If it's mean or cruel, it's okay to be cruel to me, but to anybody else, I can give it the thumbs down. Um, but yeah, or if it's horribly dangerous, can give it the thumbs down. But otherwise, a dare once given must be honoured. So yeah, thank you so much for your interest. I'm going to go and stream to my wife and kids. So stream, FaceTime. Isn't it great that we can do that? You know, 20 years ago, like that. I mean, just imagine 20 years from now. Anyway, all the best. Thank you so much for your time and interest. Vicky says, that's because they love you as much as they do. I'm a daddy's girl, but one of five. My dad loves me a lot, like you do yours. Yeah, I, I, I mean, well, for me, the idea that a parent who doesn't love their kids, it's like, what? Yeah, what? That's like a chocolate bar with poop inside it. That doesn't make sense. What's going on? Nick says, I wish I was in Sydney to walk the bridge with you and shake your hand. Yeah, oh, cheers, Nick. I hope one day we could meet and I can shake your hand. Sue says, Captain, you are unique and so glad that you're sharing so much. Enjoy the Harbour Bridge. I'm delighted that if anything that I have to say has any kind of value to anybody, even if it just makes you smile for a minute, that delights me. So all the best. I'm a comma family. Then have a little snooze, get up, have a breakfast, and then do this bridge walk. And yeah, I don't know yet. I try not to plan more than a day in advance. So I don't know what follows. If there's no media, we're going to go and pester Koshi, see if we can get on the Sunrise show. And aside from that, I'm probably going to press through Sydney, unless there's like a media reason to stick around. So I'm probably going to push for, I think there's like in the middle of South, there's a place called Kirrawee, and that becomes a portal for the road south into Melbourne. So that's my broad brush plan, but I'll figure it out tomorrow and I will share it with you as I go. Vicky says, I'm a single mum of five. Not all dads are there. Oh, jeez. How do you do it, Vicky? Jeez, mate, good on you. Wow. Yeah, well, if I didn't have Jenny to team up with, I don't think I could manage three, let alone five. Jeez. Thank you so much for your time and interest. It's Captain Australia's Big Walk. If you're a new person coming here, it's all about the charity called the Kids Cancer Project. And if you check out the sticky post, you'll see that they're doing an auction for a luxury piece of accommodation at the moment. And you'll see links to all other kinds of stuff as well. My kids are my world. Good on you, Vicky. That's lovely. So take care of yourselves. Thank you so much. And I will if not before, be streaming up at approximately 9 o'clock tomorrow, where we can cross the Harbour Bridge together, virtually, if not hand in hand. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much. All the best.